Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mashinky. My name is Steven Marketeros, and today we are doing exactly what you guys wanted, which was to start a brand new series on Mashinky. Yeah, I checked through a lot of the comments that you guys had posted on the last video, and there was pretty much an overwhelming consensus that you wanted to see a brand new series of this game where we make trains, we transport things, we take them back and forth, and we do that for as long as possible before this game pretty much breaks before our eyes. Because as you probably also know, the creator, Jan Zeleny, I still don't know where to put the accent on that, is constantly developing the game into something significantly better. And so, as updates often do break the game, we may get a couple of game-changing bugs introduced as we play along. So, we're pretty much just in it until it breaks, and then it's pretty much over. Otherwise, we'll call it at some point, because I don't really know how to gauge how far along we are in a game like this. I guess when we actually run out of stuff to do, that could be another endpoint and you know, but overall, I think that picking an endpoint at some point is going to benefit us. Let's get right into a brand new game. Instead of going through the menu like we did last time and selecting all of the individual options, we're pretty much just going to stick it right on the normal difficulty here, because if we do that, we got to figure that there was some amount of balancing put into that, and everything will be okay. So, yeah, we're gonna let the game run on normal. It's going to be fantastic. So today, as of this recording for me, it's on a Wednesday, and Wednesdays are one of my better days of the week, I guess I could say. You know, I like Wednesdays because it's kind of like a Monday, except instead of kind of like the weird seminar that I have later in the day, I have the chemistry discussion. And so this is like where my week starts to ramp up from being okay to kind of crazy, because tomorrow I have my lab for chemistry, and today's the discussion, and so I kind of have to prepare everything for the lab tomorrow right here today. So this is the day where I'm really got to be kicking it. I got to get things together, you know, I got to be on time for everything, and I think that really ties into this game pretty well, because, I mean, you know, if I have to be starting to get my stuff in order, I think I got to start getting the stuff in order in this game as well. Alright, so welcome to the game. I'm the owner of a tiny transport company. To succeed, I'm going to have to build tracks, research, buy latest vehicles, transport goods and passengers. Awesome, we get our first quest here. We click on the OK button, we get to read about quests and collect our first reward. There we go. Okay, so we got a couple different types of quests, and I'm not sure if I remember this. So we have era quests. Completing these quests will advance the game to the next era. That's awesome. Event quests, big quests that are part of the storyline. Ooh, there's a storyline to the game. You know, kind of over the Taggart Transcontinental, trying to take back the country from the looters. If any of you have read Ayn Rand's Atlas Shrugged, I doubt any of you have, so you will not get any of my references to that whatsoever. Tutorial quests in green and sandbox quests. Those are pretty, you know, self-explanatory of what they actually are. So for doing all that reading, we get a nice little reward of 10 money balls, 10 money circles. I'm not really sure what to call them. Tokens, 10 tokens. Yeah, which brings us up to a total of 1,009 tokens. So first we need to move around. Let's start with zooming out. Okay, that was easy. Middle mouse button. Press and hold middle mouse button while moving your mouse sideways. Oh, okay. Okay, that does that. And then what's that? Oh, yeah, that's what's that. I keep trying to use my arrow controls because I'm playing too much Hearts of Iron recently, and that game just does not have the greatest hotkeys whatsoever. I really think that if you're going to develop a computer game, you should be able to change the hotkeys. Otherwise, like, what is your programming? Like, seriously. Okay, we can collect various tokens. Money, wood, coal, iron, more. Each time I progress, we'll unlock a new token. And we get tools. Okay, that should be pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so it's all about railways. We want to go to construction mode and open the railways tools and whatnot, and we can progress along that way. There it goes. There's our train going. Awesome. We can speed up the game a little bit too if we don't want to sit around and wait for the train to go faster, but there it goes. Picks up the passengers, moves them the other way. Alright, so done. We've built our first line. We can edit things if we want to, but we should collect our reward. Awesome. Okay, so first passengers, we should probably get along with doing this quest. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to change some of the video settings, because you guys are probably flipping out at me right now for having everything just, you know, so laggy. So let me fix that for a second. Now that we have the graphical settings on pretty much the lowest that they go, I've actually noticed that the game speed hasn't really improved all that much, which is usually more to blame with the optimization of the game and something to do with OBS kind of freaking out at the same time, rather than the actual graphical settings that I have set on. So, hopefully the developers will make this slightly more efficient as we go on, because there is some real weird graphical stuff. Like, why does the quality of the snow go down? I don't even understand how that changes the effect there. It could. I don't know. I don't understand a lot about graphical programming. I think I understand a little bit from reading way too much about how SimCity worked, but yeah, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna ignore that, and we're just gonna continue on with the game. So there we go. We've got this station set up here. Now, of course, there are some different things that we could be doing, some different quests and subsidies that we could be taking a look at. But what I like to do is I like to build my long, gigantic transport networks between different places, and just kind of live with it through there. So I'm thinking we need to build some sort of a major line, and I don't exactly know about the prices of all of said items. So we're just gonna kind of go in and hope. One of the things that's bothering me is that Q and E is not bound to rotate, instead I have to use middle mouse. But I'm just gonna live with that for the moment. So I assume we can build crossings through roads, and yes, it does appear so. There's also new road infrastructure that we can construct, but I'm not really sure what the use actually is if we can't afford any sort of road depots or anything. So we're just going to build some rail lines for now. I want to lay down as many stations as I can on this network, so we're just going to try to build, hopefully, something that's like a real big circle. There we go. So we got a station that's 4 along there, and ooh, I don't know. The signaling in this game is not as complex as it is in Transport Tycoon Deluxe. You're not left with a lot of options like you are in that game, so you do have to be more specific about where you actually end up building all of this stuff. So this is a really great town for a station right here. As you can see, it's nice and vertical that way. And then we could probably also fit one right up along here. It's going to be kind of sketchy, but we're going to stick that there for now, even though that's pretty much gathering 0 passengers whatsoever. And then we're just going to kind of run it along this line. Hopefully I can build another station here, and the game won't criticize me for it. Station 6 near Kilmarnock. We could always delete the station if it was necessary, but I do want to connect all of these up. And we're going to try utilizing this line here if we can. I mean, we could actually just have this station run around here, but, you know, it's faster this way. I don't want to pay for all the landscaping, so we're going to have the trains go up and down. I know it's probably going to be horribly inefficient, but I'm just going to live with it. I don't think we're running too low on money either, so we're doing quite well. And then, essentially, we just hook this back up to the previous transport network. Bam! We've created our first little circle loop that we can do. We can put signals down along it, you know, every so often or whatnot. We are just going to have to literally go through and manually select all of these arrow directions, which can be a little bit frustrating because they don't always want to agree with you, and clicking them is not the same way. So you cannot just double click it to make it like there's no set direction that it will go to. It's kind of weird. I don't know how the game decides, but it does bother me. So very recently, I have started waking up at 7:45 in the morning. I do not understand why exactly I started to do this. I think I was in one of my lectures the other day, and they were having a little bit of a discussion about, you know, circadian rhythms and stuff. It's very important, you know, as a college student that I get a good amount of sleep, and I don't, you know, exhaust myself over much, because getting... What just happened there? Jeez, that was kind of freaky. Maybe... Am I getting enough sleep? But anyway, you're supposed to get enough sleep because it helps you remember stuff, and generally people who are more tired are more angry about life. And so I've started this thing where I wake up at 7:45 a.m. In the morning, so I always kind of go to bed around the same time, and I don't get too exhausted. You know, I don't really take afternoon naps anymore. I've kind of eliminated that. I don't really feel like it's necessary. I just don't get tired in the afternoon, but it's kind of weird. But there's a downside to this, right? So this whole time I've been waking up early, but I haven't really changed the time at which I go to bed. So I've been consistently getting less and less sleep every day. And in turn, I think what this has done to me is it's actually made me more groggy, since I'm getting less sleep, but my circadian rhythm is more active than ever. I've gotten to this point where I get like super emotional and super mean to people all the time, so it's kind of weird. So I really need to start going to bed a little bit earlier at night. I guess there is an advantage to getting sleep. It's the fact that you stop yelling at people so much, which is, well, I guess I wasn't really yelling at people, but just you know, just being my normal self, you know, and not being very happy. So you feel happier when you sleep more. You get up, you take a shower. You know, it's nice to get up and not feel super tired. But yeah. So now that we have that line complete, we can buy ourselves a 260 Porter again. and we're going to stick some wagons on it. This time around, let's get some coach cars. I think we'll just get 2 coach cars, carry 36 passengers. There's no real downside to doing that. And we are going to route the orders just so it doesn't do anything really crazy. Because sometimes you never know where a train's going to go next. It happens to me all the time in OpenTTD, so we just have to make sure that we're okay on that aspect. And furthermore, I also need to make sure that I signal this line as well, so we don't get any terrible accidents that occur. And actually, this is going to be a double signal, as this is as well. So when this train goes into here, actually, this has not been hooked up. I just noticed this. I hate it when this game does this, where they look like they're connected at a distance, but then when you go in close, they're not actually connected at all. So there we go. Whoa, where is train 1 going? That's a little bit of a mystery. Okay. Oh, that's because train 1 doesn't have a set series of orders. Well, let's fire up this train, and hopefully it'll get along on its own, be just fine. There we go, coming out of the station. This train, then, we are going to give a series of orders to, so it stops doing weird stuff. So we're going to have this train go to station 1, and we're going to have this train go to station 2. So hopefully the train will figure itself. I think it just did a 180 there, but it's going to have to violate the signal. So that's kind of confusing. Okay. That didn't... I should have clicked ignore next signal. I forgot. So actually, I could just... I can't just reverse the train. Never mind. I thought I could. Maybe it'll reverse at the station. We got to make sure we get that figured out. I don't want trains going back and forth every little instant here. So there we go. So those will start picking up. We might be able to run true trains on this line as well, and that would be fantastic. So another aspect of this game that we need to do is start getting ourselves some tokens. So these little wood facilities here will take in the lumber that we produce, and will output our wood tokens for us to begin utilizing. So this seems like a thing that we are going to get to be doing. Basically, we're just going to hook up a couple trees to this thing, and then we're going to get that all working fun. And then we're going to need a bunch of tokens. We can buy some new trains with that. And then eventually we do the same thing with coal, and we then do the same thing with iron as well. But that's a little bit further into the game. And I think that this is a reasonably good place to leave it for this episode, guys. So, if you enjoyed watching Mashinky Episode 1, where we construct this little line here, go through the tutorial, that kind of stuff, make sure you click that subscribe button, because that's the best way to see new content that comes out of our channel. Otherwise, give us a thumb and tell us how you're doing down below in the comment section. My name is Steven Marketeros, and I will see you guys next time.